Hey everyone, how you doing today, and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a movie review for the movie Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. I'm going to do this unedited because I did a Loki review. I don't know if I'm releasing this first or Loki. I don't know which one, but subscribe to see it. It's going to be coming out today anyway, but I did a Loki review and I did that unedited, and I'm going to do the same for this one because I want to just drop it and I don't want to like waste time in dropping it because it's just going to take a while to come out. So I'm just going to talk about it and just talk freely. So if I waffle or go on and on, please bear with me. I have a kind of a rough idea of how I want this review to go in the back of my head, but yeah, usually I do all these things in editing. That's the joy of editing, guys. But anyway, let's go on with it. So Space Jam: A New Legacy, or Space Jam 2. So what's my experience with Space Jam? It's like I said, it's like a job review, a job interview or something. Okay, so Space Jam. I really like Space Jam, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched, well, before yesterday I hadn't watched Space Jam as since I was like a kid. Like I don't like, before I rewatched it recently, I only remembered the jokes, the ending, the beginning, but majority of the middle I forgot. I was shocked some of the stuff I've completely forgot, even though some of the stuff I was like, oh yeah, actually I remember that now. It took like, after seeing it again, like after seeing it for a couple seconds, oh yeah, that did happen. But some of the plot I was like, huh, like I think there's a point in that film where I think Michael Jordan was practicing, and I don't remember that. I don't know why. Well, I remember they practiced. I thought it was shorter. I don't know why. But anyway, we're here to talk about Space Jam 2. So Space Jam 1, yeah, I watched that recently. Like I watched that straight before Space Jam 2 because I was very excited for Space Jam 2. I was very excited for Space Jam 2 because of basically the whole recipe made sense, right? I know people are probably gonna be like, oh, but come on, man, like Space Jam doesn't make sense. It's a mashup of 90s stuff. It's a 90s movie. All this stuff, Looney Tunes and basketball, it doesn't make sense. But right, this one, it kind of made logical sense. Hear me out, right? So you come out of watching Trainwreck, right? I don't know if anyone's watched Trainwreck, but if you've watched Trainwreck, you come out of watching Trainwreck, you see LeBron James, stealer of that movie, actually pretty damn good. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm not even trying to cap. I was shocked at how good LeBron James was in Trainwreck. I thought it was gonna be trash in Trainwreck. I remember I was watching Trainwreck, I saw LeBron James, I'm like, why are you so prevalent in this movie? And then the more he was in the movie, the more I loved him. I was like, damn, LeBron, you're actually good though. Like you can actually make it as an actor, you know? So I watched Trainwreck, right? I hear LeBron James, like, damn, like imagine LeBron James in like a Space Jam or something. Like you think about it, like in the back of your mind, be like, that would never happen. Then they announced Space Jam 2, right? Space Jam coming back, right? To be fair, I hadn't watched it since I was a kid, so obviously I was riding high on nostalgia. So Space Jam 2's announced with LeBron James, and I was like, oh, LeBron James is not that bad at acting. It's actually pretty good in Trainwreck. All right, this could work, and this could be a breakout film. Then I thought, no, not really a breakout, but what do you call it? Well, the film to make you a breakout star, basically, in acting. That's basically what I thought. Then the Looney Tunes coming back makes sense because it's Space Jam. I mean, it's the Looney Tunes. They could reinvent that pretty much Space Jam franchises, Space Jam the franchise, and put it for a new audience. I said, that's not a bad idea. Plus, it was produced by Ryan Coogler. Not a bad idea at all. I said, you know what? This whole production seems good to me. I'm good to go. So I see the trailer, and when I saw the trailer, yeah, I was actually pretty damn hyped, even though I was shocked at how much WB is in it. I wish I reacted to it on my channel. I don't know why I didn't, but there was so much Warner Brothers. Like, it felt like Ready Player One, Space Jam, and that's how I felt. That's how everyone felt after watching that trailer. And I was half and half at it because I was thinking, man, like I hope they don't like overdo it with Warner Brothers. But as long as Space Jam, as in the Space Jam, and like the story is good, even if they shoehorn stuff, I don't mind. That's how I looked at it. I said, you know what, I don't mind. As long as I don't like, as long as the film isn't bad, I'm cool with it. So that's how I looked at Space Jam 2. That's how I looked at before Space Jam 2. So just before Space Jam comes out, I see the review, I see the scores, and it's getting like low scores. And I was originally gonna like ignore it because I was thinking, man, do I really need to see the scores for Space Jam? I mean, it's Space Jam. It's gonna be like a Fast and Furious type level film. But no, no, better than Fast and Furious, I thought. But no, right? When I saw the scores and I saw 30% of the stuff, I was like, whoa, And I saw some of the thumbnails of some of the reviewers, and I was like, oh god, like it's that bad. So that's when I decided, all right, I'm gonna rewatch Space Jam 1 to see, maybe I need to set myself up for Space Jam 2 well, like really armor myself. So I went into Space Jam 1, rewatched it, right? And funnily enough, yeah, Space Jam 1 is actually pretty good, but I will say it is very, very flawed, like very flawed. It'll actually, like if you rewatch Space Jam as an adult, it'll actually shock you how like cringy some of Space Jam 1 is. Like, it's a good movie. I find it good because it still has heart. Like, that's the thing, the movie I could give to Space Jam 1. It has a lot of heart, but man, it's flawed, bro. It's flawed, like for real. So I watched that, yeah, but I still had a good time. I was like, oh, actually, Space Jam is still fun. Like, you know, it's not amazing. Yeah, I like it less because it is kind of weird. And I didn't notice this, but Michael Jordan's acting is wooden, but he's a basketballer, so it's very understandable as to why. Like, you know, I'm not expecting him to be an Oscar-winning charismatic dude. So I was like, all right, if I get at least this, if I get less than this, I'm most likely gonna get less than this. That's what I thought. So this movie is probably gonna be trash. So at least I got my nostalgia trip. Let's just watch the movie, do the review, get it over and done with. That's what I thought, and I kicked the camera. I don't know why I did that. That's basically what I thought. I thought, okay, screw it. Let's just, at least I'm padded with nostalgia. So if this is forgettable, I can at least just forget it out of my memory. So I went in, played it, watched it, finished it. What do I think about Space Jam 2? And in all honesty, I feel like Space Jam 2, I don't know if I think I might be one of the only people that thinks this. I think that people are being way too harsh on Space Jam 2, way too harsh. And there's a big reason why. The main reason why is, well, there's reasons why, but the main reason why is because Warner Brothers slapped the living Warner Brothers out of you, bro. They Warner Brothers out of this movie. Like, this movie should have been called Warner Brothers featuring the Space Jam. That's the film. I'm not even gonna lie. Or Warner Brothers goes to the Space Jam, like something like that. Because fam, I'm not even going to lie, they overdid it with the references. But the reason why it didn't annoy me too much is because some of the references I actually very liked, and it's cool that they're doing this kind of cameo stuff with the Looney Tunes. I mean, Warner Brothers is on this like similar level to Disney. It's just we don't notice it because we see Marvel and Star Wars make bank, and Warner Brothers don't like have films that do that like regularly. That's the thing. They're not that. They can't do that. So, but if you see all their franchises, they have like franchise galore. Now, granted, is it a good thing to be using your product as a driving force to make a film? No, I'll agree. Like, the branding was too much, yeah. And I don't like the fact that basically this movie was made for HBO Max. Well, not to put on HBO Max. It was made legit to sell HBO Max. That was pretty much what the movie was for. I'm not gonna lie, but man, good movies have ulterior motives too. But the thing about this movie, right, is that if it wasn't for the plot and LeBron James and some of the other stuff here and there, I would probably agree with everyone and be like, wow, Warner Brothers just wanted to sell stuff and made a trash movie. But I don't understand how people are ignoring the plot of this movie. I don't understand it. Like, people, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't like try and, everyone has a right to their opinion. I don't want to now like start bashing everybody else's opinion. I genuinely am just confused because I watched this movie, I finished the movie, and I was like, oh, this is actually better than I thought. Low key, it makes more sense than Space Jam. Like, it made more sense because I was watching Space Jam 1 recently and I was like, damn, this is, I mean, I'm having fun because it's a nostalgia trip, but some of this stuff is plain stupidity. But in Space Jam 2, the logic of why LeBron James is doing what he's doing, it makes way more sense than why Michael Jordan is doing what he's doing. Michael Jordan legit was Goku in Space Jam 1. He goes to Toontown. Bugs says, I need help. He goes, all right, fine. I mean, let's do it, man. Like, and it doesn't even, like, it's not like he was in danger or anything just because he's Michael Jordan. This one is like, LeBron, they stole your kid, bro. You need to save your kid. And that's what I really liked, right? So in terms of that, like, whole story, I actually liked it. Yeah, it's not amazing. I've seen it before many times, but it was fun. Like, it was a fun story. I didn't hate it. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, I don't understand how people could call that plot like bad. Like bad is like Fast and Furious 9. Like, that's bad. Like, that one makes absolute no sense. At least with this one, right? What I think the problem is with this Space Jam movie, I feel like they have so many interesting ideas, but the execution of them is very surface, maybe not surface level. people would say corporate, and yeah, it technically is. But if corporate, like basically, if corporate makes something, okay, let me basically explain what I'm trying to explain to you, right? Let's say, there's me and there's I don't know, an evil version of me, right? Let's say I make a cake and an evil version of me make a cake, right? And the evil version of me has very ulterior motives, like let's say, oh, this cake will brainwash people, or this cake will, no, okay, maybe not brainwash, that's an extreme extent, but this cake, the whole point is just to like make loads of money off people and try and like maybe like make sure it lives rent free. Like that's the whole point of making this cake. It wasn't for the taste of the cake, it was just to sell the cake, is monetary, right? Let's say that guy has that, right? And then there's me, who just wants to make a cake for fun, and I make a cake and it's okay, you're cool with it, and you do like it because it's just right around the road, and maybe like you're your family area and you just like it, it's nostalgic, that's the one. But you know it's not that good, but you still eat it. But then you have the cake made by the evil people with ulterior motives, and you hate those ulterior motives, but the cake is actually good. Like it's good. It's not amazing cake, it's not the best cake, it's not like I'm going to eat that cake all the time, but I could eat that cake once in a while and be okay with it. So that's how I feel about Space Jam 2. That's basically it. Like, it's like Warner Brothers shoehorned Warner Brothers to my face, right? But I don't feel like it took away from the plot that much to make this a bad movie. You know what I'm saying? Like a bad movie? Like, I don't think people understand the level of what it means to be a bad movie. You can say it's mediocre. If people come out of this movie and say it's mediocre, I would completely understand it. Because to be honest with you, all the corporate stuff is pretty mediocre. I'm a bit more positive because I feel like, I don't know if it's unintentional from them, but I feel like the story of LeBron trying to force his ideals on his child is actually very, very interesting. And it's something that happens in real life. Like parents do this, especially in Black and African households. They try and force their ideals on kids all the time. And then kids kind of like get a little stressed about it, especially when they want to do something and they know they like something and they're actually flipping good at something. So it's very understandable, right? Why this scenario makes sense. Like it made way more sense than in Space Jam 1, and then also it has more heart than in Space Jam 1. Like Space Jam 1 overall has more heart because I feel like maybe the Looney Tunes and the environment and just the way it is and the nostalgic trip makes it have more heart. But in this one, like logically it has more heart, but maybe you don't feel it. Like you'd be like, oh, it makes sense, but I don't like it. Like that's why I feel like a lot of people have it. But because it makes sense to me and I'm okay with it, I like it, I don't see what's wrong with it. Like even if you didn't like it, I don't see what's wrong with it. Like it's not a bad thing. Like that plot line is a good plot line. Let's be real, it's a good plot line. It's basic, it's not amazing, but it's good. So I don't get why people are not even acknowledging that. That's the thing I've noticed. Like I've watched a bunch of reviews and I've seen a bunch of reviews, but I haven't seen people acknowledge it like that, except for the people who actually like the film. Like those are the only people that actually acknowledge that whole plotline, which is weird. Now let's talk about the cons, because let's be real, this film has cons. Like I could be positive about the whole LeBron. Oh, actually, sorry, this is unedited. A couple more things here. In terms of the characters, LeBron the character. How do I explain it? Okay, so LeBron's performance is fine, right? I'm a bit disappointed it's not as good as Trainwreck, but what do I expect? Like this guy is a basketballer. I'm not expecting like Oscar-winning performance. Like it is what it is. Like bro, honestly, with the performance that he had, like LeBron James did, like some people are like, oh, LeBron James was trash. Fam, he really wasn't that bad. He was actually okay. He was actually good, and he's a charismatic guy. And when he's charismatic, you feel charismatic. Like I don't know, I felt like happy with LeBron James' presence in the film sometimes. Like it's like sorry, I was gonna say like basically he could probably slide into Fast and Furious pretty fine right now with the acting he's done right now. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if you really think the Fast and Furious actors could act better than than LeBron James in that film. Well, based on the film, I wouldn't say based on their acting chops, they could probably do it, but I'm just saying based on Fast and Furious, I don't think so. So so I think people are being a bit harsh on LeBron James. I think he did a good job, just is not as good as Trainwreck. If we got Trainwreck LeBron James, that increases the score of the review for people already, I feel like, because he's the majority focused on the film, and I feel like that's kind of a bad thing as well. I'll get to that in my con section in a bit. But also Don Cheadle, LeBron James's character. LeBron James' character makes sense as well. I've already told you the whole plot line makes sense, and I really liked it. I kind of wish they had more fun with LeBron James because it's LeBron James, and the times where he was having fun, he had fun. So I blame that more on direction or writing. I don't know which one. More direction, actually, because I feel like if LeBron James was directed better with some of his scenes, I feel like he would have done it better, because you can tell he's trying, but I think he just needs that little help, because come on, this guy does not have acting experience like that. He's only starred in one other acting movie, I believe. Help him, like, you know, help him get his performance better. Like, help him. So Don Cheadle's good, yeah, as he plays the evil villain called Algae Rhythm. Oh, have I even talked about this movie's plot? I don't think I have, but I don't think I have. I've got all this review, and I haven't really talked about the plot. The plot is very basic, like and I think I've already explained it somewhat. LeBron James is a basketball player, and he's amazing. He's LeBron James, and his son is good at basketball, but he wants to get into game design. But his LeBron James is like, no, you put in that work, you be a basketballer, bro. You be the best of the best. And obviously, with all that pressure from the greatest athlete of all time, you can tell the kid, it kind of puts some stress on him, and they get this whole situation basically with Algae Rhythm. I'm not going to go into spoilers because I can't be bothered to explain it, and that's how Space Jam the movie happens, just to explain the plot because I missed it. Though but that explanation of the plot, and with Don Cheadle's performance, yeah, Algae Rhythm is very, like, what I'm trying to say is Don Cheadle, yeah, is good. Don Cheadle is good, but the character of Algae Rhythm is very childish. That's the thing, it's very childish. And I know it's a kid's movie, so it's fine. That's why I think I was okay with it. I was okay with it because it was a kid movie and Don Cheadle was just that charismatic, even with the really childish things he's doing. Though, I feel like if another actor did that, it could have been bad. Like, I could have just hated the character. So maybe that's a testament to how good Don Cheadle is, I don't know. And I do like, I think that's, in terms of characters, I mean, those are really the main characters. The son's cool. I like the son. I mean, when he smiles, he's actually kind of charismatic like the dad. So actually, funny enough, I found myself smiling a lot when the son was smiling. It's kind of crazy how, I don't know if he's a naturally charismatic boy, but maybe that's it. But in terms of cons, yeah, I would say the Looney Tunes is a big con. The Looney Tunes is a big con, I'm not gonna lie, because the Looney Tunes, they're not as, I mean, they're okay in this movie, but in Space Jam 1, they did a lot of work. Like in Space Jam 1, I think the film kind of got carried by the Looney Tunes when you think about it. But in this one, they tried to make the focus more on LeBron James and less on the Looney Tunes. And that doesn't help the movie. I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't help. I feel like the Looney Tunes, number one, should have had a bit more focus than LeBron James. I mean, LeBron James should have a lot, like, majority of focus, but like try to make it 50-50 like in like Space Jam 1, or at least like 60-40, something like that. Then the Looney Tunes themselves, like, I don't know if it's maybe the way the Looney Tunes are written right now, but Looney Tunes, they're not the same as they used to be. I'll be real, they're definitely not as funny, because Space Jam 1, yeah, had some stupid humor from the Looney Tunes, but because it's the Looney Tunes, at least they make it work. Like, it makes it funny. In this film, right, I don't know if the Looney Tunes just don't have they don't have their pizzazz as they used to, because, man, I mean, to be fair, they're still good. I'm not saying they're bad or anything. They're good, but you'd expect better from Looney Tunes. That's just all I'm saying. Maybe because I'm an old school Looney Tunes fan when I was like younger, but I don't know. I expected a bit more from the Looney Tunes, but I was content with it because that's just a sign of the times, man. And the HBO Max stuff, well, I say HBO Max stuff, the Warner Brothers stuff, it was way too much, but it was way too much, I guess. I mean, if they reduced it a bit, I think people would have been a little bit less negative about it, because now it looks too blatant of a cash grab. Like, they could have gotten away with this cash grab if they just removed, in the Space Jam especially, if they had removed a lot of the cameos, if they just put people, or just had some original stuff with Space Jam and just left it original, that would have worked way better. I feel like shoehorning all those characters, they overdid it, man. Overdid it. Like, Warner Brothers were really like, come on, guys, you gotta buy that HBO Max subscription. Fam, it's like, I was expecting the villain to be HBO Max at this rate, because, man, Warner Brothers, bro. And the thing is, Warner Brothers being self-referential, it's weird. People are being very weird about this. They're like, oh, why are Warner Brothers being self-referential, all this? Warner Brothers been doing that for years. Am I wrong in saying that? Am I wrong? I mean, it feels more scummy in this film, but the plot was good enough that I had fun, that it wasn't too deep to me. Like, it really wasn't that deep to me. Fam, it's Space Jam. Like, I think people should really go and rewatch part 1, Space Jam 1, to really understand what they were getting themselves into with Space Jam 2. It's a sequel to Space Jam, guys. It's a sequel to Space Jam. It was going to be mindless fun. Like, of course it was. I'm shocked at the fact it actually had some sort of coherent plot compared to Space Jam 1. That's the thing. Like, okay, actually, that's kind of harsh on Space Jam 1, because to be fair, Space Jam 1 had the whole Michael Jordan backstory thing. I think if you remove that, boy, Space Jam 1 sounds crazy, bro. Like, Space Jam 1's plot is what? Like, just, I don't understand. I don't understand, man. I mean, it's Space Jam, so I shouldn't be understanding it. But anyway, this thing is going on for too long. Just to basically give you my thoughts and opinion, I feel like Space Jam 1, if you really go and watch Space Jam 2 after watching Space Jam 1, I feel like you'd be way more positive about this film, because you realize Space Jam 1, as nostalgic as it is, it really isn't that good. Like, it's good enough. I like it. It's a classic to me, but it really isn't that good. Space Jam 2 improves on the acting, improves on the plot, improves on the visuals. Well, I mean, because of the year, the times, I mean, to be fair, those visuals in Space Jam 1 were actually incredible for their time. And even like the cameos, it improves on them too. So everything you wanted from Space Jam 1, they kind of gave you in Space Jam 2, plus more, plus better. So I don't like really and truly, they kind of did their jobs. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, yeah, they could have got better, but they kind of did their job. So I don't understand how it's a bad movie. Like, I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Am I waffling and chatting crazy in the comments that this is actually a good enough movie? Or is it actually trash and I'm just not seeing it well? Please let me know in the comment. Let's discuss, because I'm actually confused at why everyone's hating on this movie. I understand why people might not like it as much as Space Jam 1. I understand why people might think it's maybe mediocre. Boring? Maybe. But bad? I don't know about bad. Like, I don't know about that. But anyway, let's end this review. I like LeBron. He's not as good as Trainwreck LeBron, but it's fine. It's Space Jam. I'm not expecting anything crazy. If we had Trainwreck LeBron, we could have had something special with Space Jam. And actually, that's the last thing I want to say about Space Jam 2, actually. Space Jam 2, like I said, the plot makes more sense than Space Jam 1. And in all honesty, they add little bits here and there that make the plot like way more interesting if they'd executed it well. Like, for example, there's this whole thing with Bugs Bunny and the fact that Bugs Bunny is alone in Two World, that all the Looney Tunes are gone, all of them just up and bounce, and then Bugs is really taking that deep, and I'm like, damn, that's actually pretty deep. Like, I wish they expanded more on that story, because by the time you get towards the end, they touch on the story here and there, but it's so mediocre that the way they executed it, that it could have been like really good if they executed it well. Like, you could have really made us feel bad for Bugs, man. Like, we could have really like rooted for him like hard, and they just couldn't do that. That's what I mean. Like, it feels like either the directing or the writing kind of let this movie down a little bit, but I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's just okay, like, you know, like, it's good enough. It's a good movie. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm just gonna end this review by saying, if I was to give this a score, I'm gonna give this a score of a 6.5 out of 10. Should I give it a 6? Man, actually, I'm gonna give it a 6. I liked it, right? I liked it, but I'm not gonna say it's a 6.5. It's not close to a 7. It's visually stunning and all, but it is very like Space Jammy. Like, Space Jam is very safe. Like, so, and if I was to give the original Space Jam movie a review score, I would give it a 6 too. I think they're pretty much on the same level. Yes, Space Jam has more heart and it's funnier, right? But the new one has a better plot and LeBron James is better. That's just how I see it. So take it as you will. If you don't like Warner Brothers, basically don't watch this movie. That's basically it. If you don't like Warner Brothers, shoehorning Warner Brothers in your face, don't watch this movie. And that's pretty much how I'm just gonna leave it. Like I say again, it's not like what Warner Brothers did is right for putting so much Warner Brothers in this movie and making it a bit more important than actual Space Jam. But the fact that LeBron's story, who was the main focus of Space Jam, the basketball player, actually made a lot of sense and actually had, in my opinion, more heart than in the first one, because the first one was just a bunch of situations happening and Michael Jordan's like, screw it, let's do it, and then I believe I can fly. It looked cool, it looked really cool, But if you just if you just watch the Space Jam and you X everything else, Space Jam's actually incredible. But when you add that point, you're like, oh, actually. So yeah, it's a 6.5 out of 10. I think no, it's a 6 out of 10. Sorry, it's a 6 out of 10. I'm gonna leave it like that. I think I've run what 25 minutes of Space Jam talk, and I'm Space Jammed out, man. So I don't know. Talk to me about what everyone is feeling about Space Jam 2. I want to actually discuss with people because maybe I'm not seeing something from what I've seen, right? In terms of Fast and Furious, Black Widow, Space Jam. Space Jam's definitely better than Fast and Furious, and at least on par with Black Widow, in my opinion. I mean, I gave Black Widow a 7, and I do like narratively think narratively Black Widow was all over the place. I think low-key Space Jam might have a better narrative than Black Widow. like in all honesty, that's actually kind of mad. Man, low-key, I need to reassess Black Widow, man, for real. But anyway, yeah, this is definitely better than Fast 9 though. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm not going to say that Fast 9 is better than this movie. I don't care. I'm sorry. I will not. That one I will not accept. Fast 9 made no sense and had worse acting, and at least this one had fun and colors. Bro, I can't, no way, I'm not doing that. Anyway, did you like this review? Did you not like this review? Let me know in the comment section. I'm open to discussion. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for more on pop culture and entertainment. I've got a local review. I don't know if it's out yet or if I'm dropping it later. Wait, yeah, I don't know which one. So yeah, and let me know if you want me to do more unedited videos, but I will try and do this a little bit more structured. Like legit, I just like did my thoughts and opinions and just said let's just press record. But we're here for 30 minutes, so I feel like it's a double-edged sword. So I may want to like, I'll learn how to get better at this. But yeah, thank you so much again. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. All right.